So that's community cooking, and today I'm just going to give you a little hint. Our show today has something to do with German, and that's all I'm going to tell you, and it's got a lot to do with me because I kind of invented it from a recipe that I saw and played with and all that kind of stuff. So that's community cooking. That's what's happening today. We hope you stay with us. We hope you stay tuned in, and when we get back, we'll go over what we're doing today and what you're going to need to do that. Hey, and we're back to community cooking. I'm your host, Darryl Michalak. Now, on today's show, it's going to be Darryl's German surprise chocolate cake. So, excuse my German accents, all the German people out there. I'm not trying to make fun. It's just something I do, and I'm going to try to do that. So, we have to go over our shopping list and utensils we're going to need. So, on our shopping list, we're going to need 2 1/4 cups of flour. And what I did is I got the best for cake and pastry flour. Why not? What the heck? Okay, then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2/3 cup of shortening, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 3 eggs, 1/2 cup of cocoa, which is here somewhere, and then 2/3 cup of cherry pie filling. 1 1/2 to 2/3 cup of cherry pie filling. And so that's what we need. And then there's also ingredients for the topping, icing. It's actually a cream cheese icing. So we have cream cheese, we have confectionery sugar, we have cream, and we have vanilla. So 2 parts to the dish that we have to get going today, and we're making a cake because I don't usually do cake on the show, and I was at Safeway this morning getting everything I need. So I kind of got a few things extra in case, I don't know, it goes bad and we need to change it. So, okay, so the first thing we need to do is cream the shortening and sugar together. So we will get a bowl here, and we'll move that there, we'll put that there. And now it says 2/3 cup. Now, of course, this thing here gives us measurements here. So 2/3 cup. So that's 1 cup, which doesn't make sense because there's a 1/3 cup on the end here. So 2/3, it would be 1 2/3. That's 1 cup, 1 full cup. Are you getting what I'm saying here? Because I tend to be babbling on here. So that's 1 cup over here, or 1 cup over there, or 2/3 of a cup there. So I'm going to try to measure that out. We're going to get exact here. We're going to have the exact science of measuring in the kitchen with Darryl. So there we have it. We have the 2/3 mark right here. That's our 2/3 of a cup mark right there. So I cut through a little. I can find my line again. Now they call for shortening. Some people call for butter. Shortening, butter. Hey, we're going to go with the shortening. So there's my 2/3 cup of shortening. And I often wonder what's the difference between shortening and lard, but I guess there is some difference. So, okay, so we're going to put that over in there. Okay, done. Plop. So I got the all vegetable shortening as opposed to the all something else shortening. I guess there's something else different. Want to tell y'all, if you're out there, you got some recipes for Christmas, send me an email, let me know. Okay, now, what do we need? Next, we need to put our sugar, which is 1 1/2 cups of sugar. So we get our measuring stuff out here. So that's 1 1/2 cups of sugar. So we need to cream this together. So we'll take a fork to start with. We need to cream this up together. So this is the fun part. Now, I think I don't bake too much because there's a lot more work to baking, I think, because you got to make sure everything goes together nicely. We've had baking on the show before, but I've never done it. So this is like I think one of the first things that I've simply baked by myself without having a guest on. So we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, so I said there'd be contests today. And because it's German chocolate cake, or that's what I'm calling it, Darryl's German surprise chocolate cake, let us go to the land of television. And in the land of television, we've had some famous characters who had of German descent. So I'm going to do my best imitation of these people. And then you're going to guess who they are, and you're going to email me. or you're going to write me. Whatever you want to do. Email is, of course, Darryl m@norcomcable.ca. And you can mail me, regular mail, I guess, Box 66, Keewatin, POX 1CO. So the first one is, here's my first imitation. Now, you're going to have to guess the guy I'm imitating, okay? Because he goes, Starget, Starget, this is chaos. We don't dance like that here. Okay, so who said that? That's the question. Who said that? I had to think a little while this morning before I could get that one. Okay, so we're creaming our shortening and our sugar together. So it's creamed and mixed up together. Here we go. Okay. Now this dish here, it says prep time is about 30 minutes and baking time is about 30 to 45. So I can see that, I can see why, because this is a lot of work. I'll tell you, this is work. I don't know if I like this baking stuff. Now I'm doing chocolate, because chocolate seems to be a favorite around here. I know our GM likes chocolate stuff, and I don't think there's anybody downstairs that'll turn it down. I know my camera person today likes chocolate, because there's been a few runs up to the local store and needed chocolate at certain times. So this is good. Okay, so there we have it. It seems to be creamed together nicely. And then we need to add eggs one at a time. We're adding 3 eggs. So I bought these eggs today. They're called free-run eggs. And they're produced by free-roaming hens fed on a multi-grain feed ration. So then I just wander around and say, oh, here, I'll put an egg here. You know, so that's the type of eggs these are. These are free-spirited eggs, let's say. Free-range eggs. Man, they sure pack them. Look at that. That's like nuclear weapon packing here, you know. Don't let the uranium touch anything. Okay, so I'm going to put one, well, now it says 1 egg at a time. So, of course, we'll crack it open, put our 1 egg into the basket. I'm going to get my whisk pretty soon because I can start using that, I believe. Okay, and there is 1 egg in here. Mix it up. Now this is kind of a cake right from scratch too, eh? Because I could have, you could have had one of these things, right? You know, those cake mixes. But I thought, hey, well, let's try this from scratch, sort of. If we're going to do it, why not? Okay, so that's 1 egg. 2 eggs. Anyway, towel here. Okay, and the second egg is going in. Okay, we need to mix that up. That's coming together nicely, creaming up good. Num num. Okay, and we'll put in our 3rd egg. See if I can do this like that. There we go. I learned that from a old cook at the Husky back in the day when I was a gas jockey or driveway salesman or whatever they're called nowadays. Highway robbery at the price of gas. Okay, so Leslie Wilker, that's who taught me how to do that. He was a cook. I'm not sure what Leslie's doing now. Okay, so Wilker, Leslie Wilker, that's it. Okay, there, so that's mixed together really nice. Look at how nice that comes together. It's like I know what I'm doing, eh? Wow, okay, there we go. So we're gonna put our eggs back in their highly protected area. Then we need to add, now I gotta tell you, this recipe called for beer. Don't know why. I'm not going with the beer, I'm going with the buttermilk instead of beer. It's a B word. Substitute a B with a B. That's what I say. Okay, so what we need now is we need 1 cup of buttermilk. So, where's my cups? There's my big, oh, I left it in there. Okay, sure. Okay, so we're gonna add 1 cup of buttermilk because I like stuff to be thick and rich and taste so. You know what? Yeah, this ain't on my diet, I'll tell you that much. So we need to add that, like so, and stir it up once again. Oh, yes. Oh, you can smell that. Well, you can't, of course, at home. I mean, unless you have your smell-o-vision. But I can smell the buttermilk and the sugar and everything just coming together. It smells so good. Okay, now we need to add in our cocoa, 1/2 cup of cocoa. So we'll get our cocoa here. Quality sealed cocoa. Take that off. Open the lid. Stag it. Open the lid. I said now. It's another hint. Stag it. Okay, and we need 1/2 cup. Where's my 1/2 cup? 1/3, 1/2. 1/2 cup of cocoa. Okay, that's not going to come out there that easily. Get a big spoon. And then we'll put it in here, like that. Get it all over the place. Ooh, cocoa, chocolate. Guess you can never have too much chocolate, eh? Okay, so we need to put this in here now. Mix that up, like so. Now, if you look at cocoa, see how that sort of sits on the surface of the liquid? It takes a lot to work that into your liquid. I always noticed that when I was little and we were making chocolate milk, and I mean, we didn't have the Nestle squirt stuff in there. We used this with some sugar and milk. But you had to really beat the living geez right out of it to get it to mix in there. Much like today, which is reminding me of making hot chocolate at home when I was young. When I was young, yes, they had electricity. We even had TV. Okay, there we go. Doesn't that look good? Oh, man. And smell wonderful. I think there's going to be a lot of people unhappy with me at the station today because everybody's going, oh, I can't eat that. It's too rich, too rich. You know what? I can't eat it either, but I'm going to have a taste because I can. Now, what we need to do is sift our flour, salt, and baking soda and powder together. Then we need it to add to this mixture. So we're going to, in a separate bowl, we're going to add our 2 1/4 cups of flour. So this here is 2 cups. So we'll put that in here. So, okay, so that's 2 cups. So wait, it's 2 cups and 1/4 cup. Okay, I'm gonna move that over here. Man, I'm making a mess today. That's what happens when I don't have a guest. Everything's all over the place. I am a bit of a slob when it comes out the way. Okay, now we need 1/4 cup. Gotta find the 1/4 cup here. Oh, that's too much, I think. Too much. Yeah, that's too much. Okay. Take some out. I should have just filled that up to the top and it would have been about 1/4 cup there. Okay, there we go, 1/4 cup. Okay. Now I need to add baking powder, baking soda, and salt. So I need some measuring spoons, teaspoons, tablespoons. Okay, what do we have here? We need to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda, here it is. Oh, this one is, oh geez, I bought the wrong one here. Oh man, I'll tell you. This is done. Okay, so Darryl messed up and bought the wrong box, which is still baking soda, but I should have a baking soda up here, open, I'm hoping. Yes, sirree, Bob. No, I don't. Okay, I gotta open this one. It's okay, don't worry. With time and money, they can help me too. Okay, never move the knife towards yourself. Okay, always away from yourself. Okay, so there we go. We got it open, made a mess. So we need 1 teaspoon of this. There it is. Now we need to sift this together. That's what it says. We have to sift it together. And then We need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So here's our salt. Protected, sealed for your protection, because salt has been known to leap off a counter and attack you. It's true. I've seen the stories. It's not a pretty thing. Okay, that didn't even get a chuckle up here. Man, I'm dying today, I'll tell you. So that's 1.5. Okay. And then we need, what do we need for the baking powder is 1 teaspoon of the baking powder. So there's our 1 teaspoon of the baking powder. Now we have to sift this together, it says, which means in the old days you used to get one of those machines and you go sift, 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 sift. Nowadays, all you do is you take a fork and you mix it all up together, just so that all the dry ingredients come together nicely and we have it made. Okay, so what we need to do is we add cream mixture slowly until all is mixed. Now, I think, though, this is our bigger bowl, so I'll be doing it this way instead of that way. So what we're going to do is we'll start putting some of this in, like so, and we'll mix it up like this, because that's what we need to do. Oh, yes. I love cakes. There we have it. It's mixing up nicely. Now we're going to get flour all over. Good shirt to wear, eh? On a day I'm working with flour, I wear a black shirt. Yeah, not the brightest cookie in the box, you know what I mean? Okay, now I think our whisk may start getting clogged here, but we'll see how we do. We'll put some more in here. I might have to get that whisk out of here, because I wouldn't want to clog the whisk, you know. Okay, so we're going to pull that all in. Floof, floof, floof. I love the little poofs of flour that come flying out. This is chaos. We do not say poof here. Stop it. Another hint. Come on, work with me, people. Okay, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get the whisk out of there, because I know this next one, the old whisk ain't going to work so well. So we will continue on with a lovely wooden spoon. Okay, so we'll mix the last of it together here. Because we still have one more ingredient to go in here. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have our cherries. Cherries yet to go in here. Okay, so that's come together really nicely here. Got to get all the flour off the sides. Okay, so that's mixed together. We still have to mix in. I know, I like my finger. Give me heck. I need to mix in some cherry pie filling. 1/2 to 1/3 of a cup of cherry pie filling. So, could you ask the producer how long has this segment been going? 18 minutes. I'm thinking he wants to go and have a break. So, what we're going to do is, let's fold this last bit in here. Add cream mix slowly. Fold in cherry pie filling. That's about 2/3 of a cup right there. Okay, so now we need to fold this in to our mixture here. Oh, I love cherries. I truly do. Okay, so there we have it. Now, this is going to go into a 9 by 15 or so pan. You know what? I tried to find pan sizes. And I'll tell you, that's like a whole other world, because everybody's got their own choices in pan sizes. So, we're going to put it in a slightly greased pan. We're going to get it in the oven. It's going to bake for 35 to 45 minutes. We're going to keep testing it. During that time, we're going to make our icing that goes on top of this beautiful cake. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break. Okay, so creaming my cream cheese with a whisk, I don't think it's going to work, because it kind of gets caught in the whisk cage here. But, so we're going to do it with a fork. What we're doing is, it's a cream cheese icing. So we have to take cream cheese softened, and then we have to cream our cream cheese. So I guess that means even softening it more and squishing it down and making it gooey and ooey and neat. And cream cheese, oh, I can hear people go out there going, oh, that's so good. And it is. It's going to be good and rich and full of all those things, calories and carbs and stuff that makes you just want to go, yeah. But, hey, once in a while, you got to have a little bit of a vice. I'm not saying lots, you know, you got to watch what you're doing, but every once in a while, someone needs a treat around you, right? So that seems to be creamed kind of nicely. And what we need to do now is we need to add cream and vanilla. So the cream is 2 tablespoons of cream. So we'll open up our whipping cream, heavy cream, whatever cream you can get. I imagine we could have used buttermilk too. 1, 2. And our vanilla, 1 tablespoon of vanilla. I use pure vanilla extract when I can. I really like the taste. If all you have is artificial, then use it. I don't tell anybody what to use in the kitchen. Whatever you like, whatever you can afford, whatever you can use it. Okay. Now, vanilla is one of those nice things, eh? Back in the days, girls used to just put it behind their ears, you know, and put it in their food and make the smell of it. So it's one of those really appealing kind of smells that a lot of people like. So we'll put that in. Now, we need to continue to mix this up here. Okay, so, oh, my son would go nuts. That sound of metal on glass makes him crazy. Okay, so we're continuing to cream this up. Yeah, da-da-da-da. Yeah, da-da. I don't know if a fork is the best thing for this, you know. I'm going to try to use something else. That's the great thing about a kitchen. Use what you want. I'm going to go with, let's try the whisk. Let's go with the whisk idea. Okay, so now the whisk seems to whisk it up, but it gets caught in the ball of the whisk. So once again, I'm looking to you, the public, for advice on how to whip up my icing. Give me some hints. Email me. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Give us a hand here. Okay, so now we need to add sugar slowly. So is that because the sugar doesn't understand that well? No, sorry. Okay, so we need to add the sugar slowly and mix it up like this. Now, imagine if we want to have double chocolate. Can you imagine that? Double chocolate? Chocolate cake with chocolate icing? We could make this chocolate icing real easy. Not a hard thing to do. And I'm beginning to wonder if I should. Once again, bad day to be wearing the black shirt. Okay, so everybody out there, have you been listening to the show? Have you been listening about our contest? It is Darryl's German Surprise Chocolate Cake German. Okay, guy from television, character. He would say stuff like, Stargard, this is chaos. We don't fuski-kapuski here. Okay, that's the guy. So what's his name? If you know what his name is, email us or write us. Write me here at Community Cooking. You can go to Darryl, or of course you can use the old regular mail. Now look at that. Okay, so I'm going to get a consensus here. The producer, camera person, do we throw some chocolate in this as well? Do we have the chocolate and chocolate? We have a nod from the camera person. What does the producer say? He says yes. All right. Let's go wacky out on a limb and add some cocoa to our stuff here. Oh, yabba, yabba, yabba. Okay, so we're just going to sprinkle some cocoa in there. Oh, and spill the vanilla on the floor. You didn't see that, okay? It didn't happen. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to mix our cocoa into our cream cheese icing. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. It's turning into a beautiful mocha-looking icing, cream cheese to the max. Oh, yeah. I'm just getting really hungry making this dish. I'll tell you. Okay, so there's our icing. It's done. Now that's going to go on to our cake when our cake is done and cooled. Now here's the other thing. Our camera person said, you got to let your cake cool, because that's what my granny said, and she made the best cakes in the world. And you know what? Grannies know. They know things. They know it all. So look at the mess. Look at the mess. I can't believe it. I'm going to get so many calls from so many people telling me what a slob I am. Let's have some fun, because that's what community cooking is all about. We'll go over our ingredients and recipe. It's Darryl's German surprise chocolate cake. We have 2.5. Look at this. I'm trying to read this. I'm going to hold this up for the camera. I'm trying to read this. Look at the mess I've made on this thing and adjusted it and made it all. I apologize. 2¼ cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2/3 cup of shortening, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1½ cups of sugar, 3 eggs, 1½ cup of cocoa, 2/3 cup of cherry pie filling. Then we cream the shortening and the sugar together. Add eggs at one time, add the buttermilk, add cocoa. Sift together flour, salt, baking soda, and powder. Add to the cream mixture until it's all mixed. Then we fold in our cherry pie filling. We put in a slightly greased 9x15 baking pan and bake for 30 to 45 minutes. Now our cream cheese icing. We need 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese softened, 1/2 cup of confectionery sugar, 2 tablespoons of cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and we used 1 tablespoon of cocoa to give it that chocolate look. And that's how it all came together for this week's show. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and when we come back, our cake will be out, our icing will be on it, and we're going to have other stuff we can put on our cake. Hello, we're back to community cooking. This is our stove cam shop, which we didn't get to use a bunch today, so I wanted to use it now. Hi, how you doing? Wow, we're back. Our cake is done, and doesn't it look fantastic? It smells so good. What we're going to do is I'm going to put the icing on. Now this icing here, this is our icing that we made, cream cheese icing. Now a little secret from Granny McWilliams or Granny Fox. That's our camera person's granny. How old did you say?
78.
78 years old. Granny knows how to make the best cakes. And so what she says to do is put whatever you're going to spread the icing with in water first, cold water, and then you spread the icing on your cake. And that's what we're doing here now. So there we go. Now we're only going to ice part of this cake because we've got stuff for the top of the cake otherwise as well. So I guess what you're supposed to do is partway through is do that. And then we get some more icing and we put it on our cake. Now the cake is relatively cool. It's not super cool. It's not cold. Okay, so there we go. And one more big scoop here. We want lots of icing on our cake. Nom, nom, nom. Doesn't that look good? I'm hoping looking good on the other side here. I'm not going down the whole sides because that's not what I'm doing. This is icing for the top of the cake. And there you have it, Darryl's German surprise chocolate cake with icing sugar or cream cheese icing and some other stuff that we're going to do. So I'm just going to quickly say thank you for being with us. Don't forget about the contest. German character, television, Stage, this is chaos. We do not do that here. Okay, yes, please, email me. Give me your answers. You want this book. You really do. You want this book. You really like this show, don't you? Okay, let's cut this puppy up and see what we can have to eat here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take this, get ourselves a knife here, and we're going to cut part of the open stuff here. There we go. We'll take this corner piece here. Oh, it's still hot on the inside. Oh, yes. Okay, now, what are the different things you could do? Well, I'm going to go crazy here. I'm going to put some cherries on top, like that, and some Cool Whip, whipped cream, like so. Squirt it on. Get it all over the place. Okay, I need a fork. And guess who gets first taste today? Me. Darryl does. Okay, so we're going to cut that open. It's still warm cake. It's got whipped cream, cherries. cake is so moist. I'm really going to blow my diet today. That's been community cooking. Thank you for being with us. Hope you've enjoyed this German cake. It turned out great. Play with it, do variations, have some fun. This icing, sorry, that's what, one more thing. See, I have icing on the fork here. We'll take some of the cake with the icing. Cream cheese icing. Unbelievable. Thank you for being with us. Thank our sponsor, Safeway, for getting all the produce and everything we need for each and every show. Thank you for watching us here on NCC 10.